pass me the phone. Come on. Hi, Carrie. Hi, beauty. And it's Dominique Nicole. You already know DJ the rapper. Go ahead, Carrie. Go ahead, Carrie. Go ahead, Carrie. Tell it like it is, boy. Go ahead, Carrie. Go ahead, Carrie. Go ahead, Carrie. Tell it like it is, boy. Go ahead, Carrie. Go ahead, Carrie. Go ahead, Carrie. Tell it like it is, boy. Go ahead, Carrie. Go ahead, Carrie. Go ahead, Carrie. Tell it like it is, boy.
And we tell it like it is through your radio. Fully syndicated, funny for the silly folks. Always keep it positive, never negative. Carrie's Corner is the name. Welcome to the show. Hot top celebrities bringing in the voice of the community. It ain't gonna stop. And when they start to play the beats, I'ma have to write you up a eulogy cause they're so hot. And I stay live, and I stay woke when the man trying to keep me on demand. Yeah, D-Day, Beyond Beauty, and Dominique Nicole did it again. Yes, man.
Carrie's Corner will show you just what you are made of. Carrie's Corner will have the music playing through ya. Carrie's Corner will have you sipping on some tea. Carrie's Corner, tell it like it is, you and me. Carrie's Corner, syndicated radio.
Go ahead, Carrie. Go ahead, Carrie. Go ahead, Carrie. Tell it like it is, boy. Go ahead, Carrie. Go ahead, Carrie. Go ahead, Carrie. Tell it like it is, boy. Go ahead, Carrie. Go ahead, Carrie. Go ahead, Carrie. Tell it like it is, boy. Go ahead, Carrie. Go ahead, Carrie. Go ahead, Carrie. Tell it like it is, boy.
All right. See, I rolled my R's because I just got back from Puerto Rico. I messed it up. Because I didn't drink anything. Puerto Rico.
There you go.
Rico.
You got it
There
this
it
time.
goes. Yeah, my 6 years in the Bronx paid off.
Oh, man.
All right. So last week I turned 50 years old.
Hey, congrats.
Why is the room silent? I said 50.
Happy birthday.
You all gave me this big applause when I almost died from COVID last December. But I made it to 50. You know, you guys
Homeboy's
can
50
do is
years old.
sit there.
Big congrats.
No, but you know what? I realized that 50 is old because I tried to. I shouldn't tell you guys everything.
Yeah, it ain't old now.
I actually tried to get a date last night. And when I told her, she said, "You had a birthday last week. Wow, that's dope. When was your birthday?" I said, "It was Thursday, March 24th. She said, "Really? How old did you turn?" I said, 50. Crickets.
Yeah. I mean, that's on you for saying
I don't want to lie.
that's a lot of people would, though.
I didn't think I had to. I mean, I don't look
Nah,
like a...
honesty is the best policy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But now I regret it because I'm like, damn.
Yeah, now you're out of it.
So I had to send a penis pic to prove that, you know, I'm still young.
Wow. We didn't need to hear
And
that.
she said that she'd still go out with me. Immediately after me sending the Ick Day pic day. Yeah. Whatever.
Just the number I get.
All right. So we're gonna talk about a couple of things, but we definitely gonna talk about the topic of the week, probably, which we'll get into in Kerry's conversations. But very quickly, Andre Jones was in Florida last week. He was almost as south as I was. There was palm trees, and the only difference is people, I guess, spoke English. No, they didn't. It's Florida.
Depends. Some spoke Creole,
Yeah.
some spoke Spanish.
Well, very quickly, Andre, what did you do in Florida?
I went down there. I was asked to do a opening DJ set for this event from Miami Music Week.
Miami Music Week.
Miami Music
Okay.
Week. That's right, man.
Damn, that
I
sounds
went
pretty
there,
dope.
and I was probably the only one of us who fit there. Nailed it.
Okay.
They were very happy with me, and let's see if I get to do it again.
So, not surprisingly, you had a great experience DJing for the Floridians.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Good for you. Did you have good food down there in Florida?
Actually, yes, I did.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's more than I can say for my trip to Puerto Rico. I'll just keep it official.
Here's the segue.
Well, I mean, look, we talked about it. Dre, you and I talked about it when I came in. I said I was going to give everybody a report card on my trip to Puerto Rico. First things first, Puerto Ricans in Puerto Rico are dope.
All right.
They are very, very cool people.
Yep.
They are not like New Yorkers. Shout out to all the Puerto Ricans in New York City and in Boston and in Philly. You all need to go home and get some manners. Straight up. The people in Puerto Rico are dope. They were warm. They were I love it.
Love the body
It
class.
wasn't It wasn't what I thought it would be, which is like the Bronx with palm trees. Well, in terms of people being nice. Erratic driving, though, Puerto Rico. You guys need to, I don't know who gives out the licenses down there in San Juan, but it's crazy. Like the street lights don't work, and it's kind of like I go, you go, I go, you go, I go, you go, you go, I go. But if you're walking across the street, nobody goes.
You just figure it out. And it is like the Bronx.
Yeah, right. But the street lights in the Bronx work most of the time.
Oh yeah.
What else did I do? Bus service. Puerto Rican bus drivers do not wear uniforms. They wear whatever they feel like it. It's like church. Come as you are.
I saw that pic.
Okay.
As you are. Oh no.
I want to wear khakis. I don't want to wear khakis. I wear what I want to wear, and I play music while I'm driving my bus, which was pleasant. It wasn't that stupid Spanish rap. It was good Puerto Rican music.
So bad.
All right.
Everybody told me when you go to Puerto Rico, go get some food. 3 times in Old San Juan, downtown with the tourists, in the ghetto, because I went to the hood, like near the projects. I went looking for the worst neighborhood I could find and found it and decided that's where I wanted to eat. And then lastly, I ate near my condo. Bland. That's the word of the day. Ooh. So Mexicans, Dominicans, Jamaicans, Haitians, you all need to give some lessons. It's bland. I had to put salt on my mofongo.
You're going to get in trouble for that one.
Well, I mean, it's bland. I'm sorry.
Not the mofongo.
The mofongo tasted like mofongo. It's the word.
I don't know. I've had it good over here.
I mean, but... And I had rice and beans. Go figure. Bland food. Suntan. I got what I thought was a suntan. My mother said, no, son, that's a sunburn.
Oh, no, human jerky.
But I liked it. I looked good.
Good tropical sun.
I had a pineapple with juices and things in it. It was really nice on the beach. Kayaking. On my 50th birthday, I decided I wanted to do something that I've never done before, so I went kayaking. Shout out to Erica from New Orleans who kayaked with me. And shout out to Adrian who towed us in when I could no longer kayak. Because kayaking actually is very strenuous work. And you know what sucks? You can't even enjoy the scenery because you're busy trying to keep up with the rowing.
Yeah, my man said stroke.
Yeah,
not having one.
And by the way, that's the only stroking I did while I was in Puerto Rico was the kayaking.
You set him up.
But, all in all, had a great trip. 3 days in a beautiful climate with great people. Really, really solid, beautiful people. I can't stress that enough. The Puerto Ricans in Puerto Rico should come up to New York City, Boston, and Philadelphia, and Newark, and teach your brethren some manners. And shout out to everybody in Bayamon. That's the ghetto I went to. Thank you for not shooting me while I was videotaping your project.
You're asking for trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted. Hey, I've been to Cabrini Green in Chicago. I want to see what their hood is like.
Okay.
It's just that they don't have any screens in their windows, so that was weird. But thank you for not stabbing me or shooting me while I'm videotaping your project, Puerto Rico. I appreciate it. So yeah, I turned 50 years old. I feel fine. I feel great. But apparently the rest of the world is talking about AARP and all this other stuff. I don't know. But let's just get into it. The Kerry's conversation is we all know what the everybody's talking about. You guys.
Yeah, pretty much.
What are your thoughts on Will Smith punching Chris Rock at the Oscars? I don't even want to put a time cap on this. We're just going to have to snatch time from somewhere else. We're going to start with you, Paul, because you didn't watch. Well, I didn't either, but...
Yeah, I wasn't watching. I was out at the bar drinking too much, and I'm tired.
Wow, living life.
Well,
But-
you know what, Paul?
Now, I'll say this. I don't really want to comment too much on it
Okay.
because, I don't know if I really should.
Okay, well, look.
Because I don't know if I really, should be saying anything.
Okay, well, let me stop you. Since you didn't see it, Andre, roll tape.
Data, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? that was a nice one. Okay. I'm out out here. Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Will Smith just smacked the out of him.
And that's pretty much how it went down, Paul.
I saw the video. I just don't know, like, because I saw what you posted too, and I just don't really know if I'm at liberty to really comment on it.
It's
like,
the Kerry's Corner radio show. You can say what you want.
I guess I just say, like, I think it's good that Will, like, stood up for his wife, even given, like, all the circumstances around it.
Okay.
Like, they obviously have their thing and whatever. Like,
Yeah,
I
they
don't
have
know
this thing,
anything
all right.
about that, but it obviously upset her, and I'm sure she appreciated him standing up for her. But,
Okay.
I guess that's about it. I don't think it makes, like, either of them look that bad. I don't know.
Okay. Well,
Because I think the joke was a little in poor taste because she does have alopecia, and I think, I don't know. I mean, he just slapped him, and it was pretty.
yeah, that's all. On international television. Not a big deal, right, Paul?
No, it's probably a big deal,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
obviously everything gets blown out of proportion these days.
Kevon, what do you have to say about Will Smith assaulting Chris Rock on national television? Because it was an assault, as in a crime was committed on television.
Yeah, he hit a man on live television for the whole world to see and cursed him out when he got back to his seat.
Several times.
It was very dramatic. I would say I like him. He's a great actor. I think so. But that was a bad move, man. I don't know what you were. I mean, I know you were trying to stick up for your woman and someone who's been in a long-term relationship and been in that situation where someone
Not just
says
his
something.
woman, but I'm just saying.
Where somebody says something that you don't appreciate and you have to talk to them. That's how I solve it. I go up and I talk to the man.
Right.
You could have done that. Some people choose to square up, but if you were going to square up, then you shouldn't have thrown a sucker punch as well.
Yeah.
That's not squaring up. So, Will, come on, man.
Kevon,
understands.
I respect your position. Dre?
Oh, Lord. We knew I was coming. All right. So, first off, I got to give Will Smith credit for sticking up for Tupac's girlfriend. Congratulations.
No.
Yeah, I don't.
Wow. You
Look, I'm old. Give me a break.
you went lower than August did. Go ahead.
I'm not going to say anything.
Go ahead.
I'm saying nothing.
Come on. We're on a time limit here.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
No, all jokes aside,
Must be
man,
his favorite
listen,
month. Go ahead.
Well, not for nothing. Listen, I get it. Defend your woman, but there's other ways he could have gone about it. But let's be real here. He knew exactly what he was doing. He did it in a way that if Chris Rock would have responded, it would have looked bad. You can't have two brothers acting a fool. Go figure. Guess who gets to be the fool? Will. But he doesn't know how big of an L he's about to take, besides crying like a little girl when he was accepting his award.
Yeah, I don't think if it had been Jerry Seinfeld that had made the same joke, he would have responded as such. And all the tough Tonys and real Raekwons in Philly are suddenly proud of Big Willie from West Philly. But I'm going to say this. First of all, he's from Overbrook. Overbrook is a section of West Philly where people kind of just chill out, relax, and, just...
Max and all cool.
Yeah, it's not exactly as hood. So for you guys that want to, like, represent West Philly and da-da-da-da, like, stop it. Because you all were calling him a clown and a coward for I know you, Philly. I know you. You all have been clowning Will Smith as the softest thing next to a Philadelphia baby diaper for years.
Mm-hmm.
Now all of a sudden you're proud of him, and stop it. Stop it. And, August, what's his name? Alsina,
yeah.
had way more than Will Smith's wife's name in his mouth, but he didn't smack him. So you know who to pick your battles with. But what you don't do is embarrass an entire genre of people, race of people, with your stupid actions because you're mentally disturbed, because your wife, who's done all sorts of things to drive you insane, has come on, like, it's not about the joke. I am not suggesting that Chris Rock was on point for making the joke. However, he is a comedian, Will, and so are you, so you should be able to understand that a joke is a joke is a joke. If you can't take the joke, you probably shouldn't be a celebrity, And you probably shouldn't have your wife airing your dirty laundry to the entire world for the past 2 years. So, look, all I'm saying is, as far as him defending his woman, that's not what that was all about. It was his ego he was defending. It was not his woman. So the whole argument for me, and I spent all the hours of the morning complaining about this on social media, it wasn't about Jada or her issue, her health issue. That's not what it was about. It was about him being an insecure, mentally disturbed, slightly Kanye Wested individual who felt like he needed to make a stand in public, and I don't respect it. I would have sued. He should have been arrested, and at the very least, he should have been ejected from the facility. Because if I had did that, I would have went to jail. Imagine me punching Chris Rock.
Yeah.
And then, last but not least, I gotta end it with this, you guys. For Diddy to decide to be the self-appointed spokesperson for peace, this brother has destroyed more people's lives than any smack that Will Smith could have administered. So you need to sit down and think about all the lives you've destroyed and all of the indirect triggers you've pulled to kill some of your own artists. Yeah, Diddy, like, shut up. Take several seats and one on probably Will's face, because I heard he likes stuff like that anyway. Ooh. Anyway.
Hey, I knew it was coming. I know it's gonna be like that.
Come on, Jada's not the only person in that relationship getting penis on the side. Right, Will? All right. Without any further delays, I got that off my 50-year-old chest. We're going to get into these new jacks. On Kerry's Corner, your new home for throwbacks, big ears, and Big Willie style stuff.
Hey, yo, what's happening? This your boy 5 Mics. Anytime I'm looking for great entertainment or the latest scoop on the music industry, I pick up Intrigue magazine. Because everything I read in it is so intriguing. Don't believe me? Then find out on your own. IntrigueMagazine.com, where reading is a pleasure.
And now it's time for those exclusive New Jack joints right here on Kerry's Corner, your new home for throwbacks and New Jacks.
Hey, what's up? This is Norm Adams.
And this is Julia Robertson, and you're listening to our boy, Kerry D. Singleton.
On the Kerry's Corner radio show.
Feelings changed. Seems as though you looked inside of me, turned my dreams into reality. But as the story goes, lessons are meant to be told. It was never you that I needed, but the strength I didn't see within me. Feelings ain't right. Pushed them aside, but I didn't want to sleep alone at night. What a cheap price tag, no really, what a cheap price tag. One night stay, it's getaway, energy strain, the price I paid. Diamonds say bleed, 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 but they can't feel me, feel me. Shoes make me toe, but who will catch me when I fall? Material girls love our material world. I don't want these things. Are you listening? Loyalty, time, love, keeping money, patience, teamwork, compatibility. If it's not right, I'll know in time. When feelings ain't right, I won't push them aside. I'm not satisfied. I'm not satisfied.
And you are now listening to our new single, Broken, on Carrie's Corner Radio. Ooh,
It's obvious. Up high, I try. Broken, down low. Can't move around it. I think you know. No matter what, I can't get over you.
What up? This your boy Dante Diesel, aka Q Philly, aka J Quick. And you're now in tune to the livest radio show in the world, Carrie's Corner Radio Show. You feel me? You feel me? You feel me?
Got you on my mind, sitting here going through it without you by my side. I can't sleep and I can't eat. I'm in my feels tonight. Need some sexual healing. My body's so uptight. The way you touch me, nobody come close, babe. The way you love me, it's incomparable, baby. Cause you know you got that act right. Boy, come give it to me all night. Just one look and it's on sight. Can't let you go like a down tight. Down tight. Up high, I try. Broken, down low. Can't move around it. I think you know. No matter what, I can't get over you. Up high, I try. Broken, down low. Can't move around it. I think you know. I think you know. No matter what, I can't get over. I hate being alone nowadays. Cause all I do is think about you and me. Keep thinking about the way how you used to hold and care for me. The thought of you not being here kills me slowly, dying, trying to hold it together. You promised you'd be here forever. Up high, I try. Broken, down low. Can't move around it. I think you know. No matter what, I can't get over you. Up high, I try. Broken, down low. Can't move around it. I think you know. No matter what, I can't get over you. The way you love me. Can't get over you. Nobody come close, babe. The way you love me. The way you touch me. The way you love me. Can't get over you. Up high, I try. Broken, down low. Can't move around it. I think you know. No matter what, I can't get over you. Up high, I try. Broken, down low. Can't move around it. I think you know. No matter what, I can't get over you. Can't get over you.
Hey folks, I'm Calvin Michaels. Some of you may know me from my music or my comedy or YouTube or the podcast. I'm here hanging out at Carrie's Corner Radio Show. Make sure you guys tune in and listen, and thanks for supporting.
Not even a chance, then I'm still floating. Wishing again, the smile it shows it. Clock still spinning, lost in the minutes. Cause I'm on a mission, but you dismiss it. Cause you got it like that, what you think about that? Miss the messages and suspended. So the call right now, oh they're committed. With your life on track and they always got your back, but the vision's still lost and blurring. Now you got someone else. Damn, too bad. That friend who loves you undercover. That friend, but you're just way too blind to see. Give in, want you back. What you just ain't what you want. What you got, they want you back. What you just ain't what you want. They played the last card. Game's over, that's it. To reap her feelings on the downs, they feel like cause they fall into the low and then you know it's really over. No shot, no chance for romance. Cause you got it like that, what you think about that? It's the messages that's offending. So the call right now, okay, committed. With your life on track and they always got your back, but the vision's still lost and blurring. Now you got someone else. Damn, too bad. That friend who loves you undercover. That friend, but you're just way too blind to see. Giving your loving to another. Listen, that's only just stayed up your friend. What you got, they want you bad. What you got, they want you bad. What you got, they want you bad. What you just they want you bad. What you got, they want you bad. What you just they want you bad. What you got, they want you bad. What you just they want you bad. Moves all sudden lost their train of thought. As if they knew those rules don't mix that cute. Caught up in the friend zone. Caught up in the friend zone. That friend who loves you undercover. That friend, but you're just way too blind to see. Giving your loving to another. Listen, that's only just stayed up your friend. What you got, they want you bad. What you got, they want you bad. What you got, they want you bad. What you just they want you bad. What you got, they want you bad. What you just they want you bad. What you got, they want you bad. What you just they want you bad.
Hi, this is Margot Thunder, and you're listening to the Carrie's Corner radio show. And this is my single, What Do You Do?
Time and time again, if I give you all of me, maybe we can be more than friends. But every chance I get, you take my love, then you walk away. Well, every bone in my body wishes you would stay. What do you do? What do you do? Love don't love you. What do you do? What do you do? When love don't love you no more. What do you do? Give you all of me. What do I get in return? Girls keep asking me, Margot, when you gonna learn? But baby, I'm just a fool for loving you so deep. Will I ever be more to you than just a late night creep? What do you do? What do you do? When love don't love, don't love, don't love. When love don't love, don't love, don't love, don't love you. What do you do? Keep trying to make it work.
It would appear that I just wanted to listen to the music, but actually I wasn't ready. That's what she said. Anyway, no more weird jokes. I can't guarantee that. But anyway, we just heard from Mariah Hester. She calls that single Material Girl out of Shreveport, Louisiana. My girl's from Philadelphia. We're talking about Philadelphia a lot lately. With somebody who's barely a Philadelphian, but Aviance are straight up Philly girls. Shout out to them. They call that single Broken. Broken. Like some Philadelphians we know, huh? Will? Calvin Michaels, Friend Zone. Y'all know how I feel about that. Friend Zone. But I don't do very well with Friend Zone. Friend Zone equals End Zone. Last but not least, from Boston, Massachusetts, my homegirl Margot Thunder, formerly of 9.9. She calls that one What Do You Do? I guess you smack them. Right? Anyway. Nobody's laughing? Well, I don't expect you to laugh, Rico, because I know, he's just like, Terry, you're not funny. You're just mean or something. I don't know. He's like the person you would not want to be a comedian in front of in the audience. Like, Jesus Christ. You'd have Richard Pryor trying to kill himself if he wasn't. Renrick Palmer, welcome to the show, boss. Step up to the mic, sir.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. It's a blessing being here.
I can't hear him, Paul. What's going on?
It's right in front of me. You can't start. No, it's not on. Might be something wrong.
Yeah, he's just not speaking loud enough, right? Where's his mic?
Thank you. There we go.
There we go.
Just needed to turn it up a little bit.
We can't have the star of the show sounding with no bass. Welcome to the Carrie's Corner Radio Show. I know this is your first time here on the show, so I want to welcome you, boss. Welcome you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Heard a lot about you. Good stuff.
Okay.
Don't get nervous. I've gotten all my energy out.
Okay.
On
Will and what he did at the Oscars. Okay.
Right. Gonna say something else slick, but I'm not. But yeah, I've definitely been looking forward to this moment, brother. You are, to me, I have to take my hat off. I have to salute you. Mm-hmm. Many actors get many great roles, right?
Yes.
But to have landed the role of an iconic African American, who here in New York we have a parkway named after him. Jackie Robinson. Does anybody know what the Jackie Robinson Parkway was called before it was the Jackie Robinson Parkway? Yeah, most people don't even know that. You know what I mean? Like, because his name has kind of become that parkway.
Yes.
And to be a baseball legend, it had to have been a lot on your shoulders to take this role. What was that like for you?
Just doing the background work and making sure I was fully aware is what he went through.
Mm-hmm.
And, the trials and tribulations he went through at that time, because it was a very tumultuous time for us as black individuals. It was a very tumultuous time for us as black individuals. So just hearing his story and seeing some of the videos of the things he had to bear, and the names at that time we were cold. It was rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
And him having to hold that in just for people of like us, so they could let more black individuals into the baseball league. So taking that abuse immensely, and we could and just being able to pull that together until he got to a point where he was able to somewhat voice himself. Really was a lot to bear, because as an actor you're embodying everything that person went through.
Right.
It becomes a part of you.
So I know that, so Little Mama, for example, Little Mama,
yes,
the recording artist. Years ago, I interviewed her, and she's a very sweet girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a huge TLC fan. I promoted their first album. I got to meet the girls, the ladies, several times. Yeah. One of the things that I asked her when I got to interview her back in, I think it might have been 2015 or something to that, 2014. What did you do to prepare for the role of playing. I believe she played Left Eye, didn't she?
Yes.
Yeah,
she did.
So because Left Eye is deceased,
Yeah.
right? So sometimes, like for example, when actors do the biopics or whatever,
Yeah.
they have the luxury of studying the person who's alive and spending time with them. Obviously,
Right.
you, just like Little Mama, didn't have that luxury.
Yeah.
So how did you prepare to embody the essence of Jackie Robinson?
The only way we'd be able to do that is from the images and the stories that was left behind. So you would have to go through those. Wonderful thing we have is YouTube.
Right, exactly.
So
Right.
you get to watch all his videos, his interviews that he did. And from that, I'll be able to pick up his mannerisms in certain situations,
Okay.
and just the way he speaks, and look at his facial reactions and how he would handle certain situations.
What is something that you learned? I'm going to be honest. I'm not well versed on Jackie's historical experience.
Yeah.
I know what he's accomplished, and I know his significance, but I don't know his story. What did you learn about Jackie Robinson that you didn't know before studying for this role?
So the amount of bunting, because I'm not big into baseball.
Yeah,
in
what
the
does
sense
bunting
of,
mean?
I'd have to show you, but it's basically holding the bat. It's like holding the bat, but
Okay.
you're not swinging it, and you hit the ball.
Oh, you're tapping it.
Right. So
I
it's
got
you
you.
bunting out 40.
Okay.
He did that about 46 times.
Okay.
And we all know he stole a lot of bases. He was really known for that. Amongst the bunting that he did, but it's the bunting.
Okay.
That was really, really good to know, because at first I didn't know what it was, and then doing the research, learning what that was, getting a baseball bat, that we have, and just going through that motion, and just figuring him out in that way.
Now you're from Jamaica.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know how to play baseball? That wasn't connected. but
So
I'm
no,
asking.
it's cricket.
Cricket.
And yeah. So
Okay.
that I know how to play cricket.
Okay, but you don't have baseball.
I
in
can no. I'm not sure if we have baseball. I left it when I was 13.
Okay.
So they might have it. I can't speak on it right now. But cricket was my thing back
So
home.
you cannot play baseball. I mean, that's fine. I can't play any sport.
I've
Facts. None.
Let me not say I can't play it. I have indulged in it briefly.
I mean, I play
not for a long
kickball
time.
and ghetto games, but I don't know how to play basketball, football. Please, brother, none of
No,
them.
I'm pretty athletic.
Okay.
Athletic, you know what I mean?
Athletic,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, okay. No steroids, just natural.
Nah, just all natural.
Okay.
You know.
And so when you were at the studios recording the clips,
Yeah.
were you nervous? Not, and I'm not asking you because of your ability or to learn the lines or whatever,
Right.
but because of the importance of this role. Was you nervous at all?
Going in there,
You can
is
be
more
honest,
so,
it's the
more
Kerry's
so,
Corner radio show.
more so just making sure I wanted to do a good job. So not nervous in the sense of being around the people or anything.
Right.
It's just making sure I deliver everything about him in a way that was respectable
Right,
and people could be like, okay, yeah, that's him. That was most important for me.
Now you have this guy,
Rico King,
to the right of you,
Yeah.
who's dressed in very, very bright colors, and you're dressed almost like a Rhythm Nation dancer in all black. Are you like total opposites? You two total opposites in general, or?
Mindset same, but color's different. That's
Okay.
about it.
I'd have to
agree with that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So Rico, you was actually on the show last year.
Yeah.
Before I got sick with COVID.
That's right.
And we talked. We had a great conversation with you, and you promised to come back.
I told you. Did I deliver or did I not?
You did. You did.
He's sitting right there.
He's sitting right here. We had some great things to say about you, bro.
I watched the show.
Yeah, we did.
I watched the show.
Did you laugh?
There was moments in there that were,
It's okay to say that I'm funny. Jesus.
There's moments in there that was
Okay,
all right.
my God, you all are like the worst audience. My God.
But
no,
you know what it is? Everybody has different tastes.
Okay.
So, you might say stuff like people might, that's
yeah,
a
but
little
the
rough.
the whole room's laughing. And you're not.
Okay.
So you're in the minority right now.
Me?
Yeah, both of you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
in terms of
laughing wise?
Yeah. But no, Rick, seriously. Working, what was it like for you working on the set?
For me, my experience was really, I took on the posture of a student because I come from the commercial world.
Yes.
And being in this place where I can learn. So this guy right here, it was it was tremendous because everything he did, I was looking like, okay, taking notes. because that's where I aspire to be, like where he is with. I don't know exactly like his background
in terms of acting.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't know exactly his background, his history, but it shows up wherever he's at. He's done his homework, he's studied, and even in the fitting when we first met, he went right into the lines.
Wow.
This at the fitting, okay? So I'm there just ready to get fitted and then go. And he was like, he comes right in with the lines, and I'm like, what's going on?
So did you guys met on set?
No, we met at the fitting, and then we shot the next day.
Okay, but you didn't know each other before this project.
No, not
really.
at all.
So I mean, but the chemistry in the promo that I saw, it seemed like you guys had known each other for a while. It's pretty dope. Pretty dope.
It's either one person you're going to adjust to their pace, or they're going to adjust to yours.
Right.
And he was far ahead of me, so I had to okay, we're going to get to know each other real quick, build this rapport. Tomorrow we shoot.
Wow.
Let's get it.
That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Well, and so, Renrick, let's talk about that really quickly. What kind of back history and studying have you done? I'll be honest with you, right? I went to do a play a couple of years ago in Boston.
Yeah.
I was playing the role of myself.
Right.
And I was terrible.
No, you can't be. That's yourself.
Yeah, no. I believe, bro, I sucked badly.
Yeah.
You know, because I can't remember. I couldn't remember the lines.
Okay.
My lines, being me,
yeah.
I couldn't remember. So, like, you know, have you studied formally acting or?
I went to a conservatory. Conservatory. What's the biggest thing for me is your life experiences, right?
Okay.
I've seen some of the things you've done so far in your life and read a little bit about you. So those things that's who you are. So once you're able to implement those in whatever roles, say I may get, I've done a couple of things in my life so me getting the role, I'm like, okay, can I adjust to that? Can I figure that out? All right, can I look into it and can I implement that from certain, grab that from certain things I've experienced?
Okay.
Is what's really, creates a wonderful picture. Yeah.
Dre, let's drop this clip so we can hear these two brothers in action, and then we're gonna come back to do our artist spotlight.
Are you Jackie Robinson?
That's me.
What was it like?
Being one of the best bunters in baseball.
Breaking the color barrier.
You know, when I broke into the league, I wondered how I could show everyone I was a team player. Well, I bunted 46 times that season, all but 4 resulting in a base hit or a sacrifice. And the rest is history.
Yeah, so we're going to talk more about this project. We're going to talk more with Renrick and with Rico. When we come back from our break, in between time, we're going to get into our artist spotlight. This week's artist spotlight is Thelma Houston. Thelma Houston began her recording career in the late 1960s. Houston scored a #1 hit record in 1977 with her recording of Don't Leave Me This Way, which won the Grammy for Best Female R&B Vocal Performance. Ladies and gentlemen, this week's artist spotlight, Miss Thelma Houston.
Hey y'all, we are the Brown Boutique. We specialize in handmade customized candles, t-shirts, and more. Whether it's for a lost loved one you want on a candle, a birthday, holiday, or a party, you name it, we got you for all of your customized needs. Check us out on Instagram at @thebrownboutique_, and be sure to follow us to stay up to date on new products. The Brown Boutique, where sense makes sense. Now check out these exclusive jams on Carrie's Corner, your new home for throwbacks and new jazz.
in the afterglow. I feel you moving into my life, and this time I won't let you go. No, baby. Sunlight is streaming through the open window while you're dreaming in my arms. Oh, took much more time to convince me you could feel that empty space.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the.
Hey, it's Mike Shannon, and you're listening to Club Classics on Kerry's Corner.
Get the point? Good. Let's dance.
When I said she's got the papers and I've got the man, well, the man that she had that I took from her is not the man, child, that we thought he was at all. Look, no, till I open my
nothing in the world that I won't do. I'll give the world to you if you want me to. I'll do anything.
to hold you tight, someone to treat you right. Though your girlfriend's a friend of mine, here's my number and a dime. Call me anytime. Call me if you need someone to talk to. Call me, satisfaction guaranteed. Call me if you need someone to talk to. Call me, call me. She wasn't good, no, wasn't true, no. Don't like to do the things you like to do. She doesn't do it, she did it. Show you nothing like she used to. Well, I've been watching you, boy, and I got what you want, got what you need. Though your girlfriend's a friend of mine, here's my number and a dime. Call me anytime. If you need someone to talk to, call me. Satisfaction guaranteed. Call me. If you need someone to talk to, call me. Call me, call me, call me.
And we're back on the Kerry's Corner Radio Show. It's a live studio today. I love it when the studio is packed with energetic, dope individuals. Welcome back to the show, Renrick and Rico.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Well, your parents had you. I assure you I have no kids.
Thank you for having us here.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to have you in the building, on the corner. All right, so the episode, the scene that we played from the clip.
Right.
The clip.
You want to talk about
the demo, the promo.
Mm-hmm.
What was happening there? That we just played it before the break. What was happening?
Sure. Renrick, you want to jump in there?
So the scene starts off with basically a TV going over, recreating a moment in a baseball game.
Uh-huh.
And the bartender's there. He's cleaning the bar.
Right.
And then it's like the Jackie Robinson, his spirit pops up and is watching the game and then he jumps.
Oh, okay. So in that scene, that's not Jackie Robinson. That's his spirit talking to Rico, the bartender.
But it's Jackie Robinson.
Right. Well, it's Jackie Robinson's spirit, though.
Right.
Okay.
He's there because at the end he kind of he disappears. You know what I mean? He ain't there, but he's there.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so each segment of it that you see, we just happen to do the Jackie Robinson story, but they have another historical person, an inventor. But in our particular scene, the spirit of Jackie Robinson comes up, and that's when I turn around as the bartender, and I'm like, wait a minute. Are you Jackie Robinson? And he's like, that's me. And that's how the scene kicks off. And so it's just a moment of no one else knows that he's in there except for me and him. So it's just a one-on-one encounter that I have. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. This is happening.
Right.
And he ends up, as the scene unfolds, he talks about something that most people don't even recognize Jackie Robinson for, because as you know, the color barrier and stuff like that. That's why in the scene I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, bunting, man. I'm trying to tell you what else I did with my life.
Oh,
okay,
right.
Right.
So let's play that back, Dre, so we can get a recap.
Are you Jackie Robinson?
That's me.
What was it like?
Being one of the best bunters in baseball.
Breaking the color barrier.
You know, when I broke into the league, I wondered how I could show everyone I was a team player. Well, I bunted 46 times that season, all but 4 resulting in a base hit or a sacrifice. And the rest is history.
And that's how you play the game.
And you know what's interesting? As we're sitting here listening to the clip, I'm watching Renrick, and he's speaking the words. So you have no problems learning your lines in these situations, obviously. I think that is so fascinating about actors.
Me too.
Like
I watched him close. Like I said, I was studying. In between takes, he would go into his zone. There was really no conversation right there for us to have.
Right, you're not invited into this room.
Yeah.
So, Renrick, let me ask you a question. When you take on a character, because you've done other stuff too, we're going to talk about that.
Yes.
Do you remove? I know I've heard actors say that they remove themselves from their bodies and insert the role of the
character. You become the person you're playing.
Can you explain that in words?
So in my studies right in school, I went to New York Film Academy, but also through life, when you walk in certain rooms, some people you take on another persona per se. It's called code switching. So you might come in a room and your voice, you won't speak to your mother the same way you speak to your best friend, right? So now take that into consideration, and now it's like, okay, I'll do that, but this is how this person would do it. So you look up their history. So now you code switch to how they would do it, and then you just bring your pieces of the life you had, your life experiences to it, and then what their life experiences was, match that together, and then you create what that person would be.
If you could play the role of any, I don't know, any non-fiction character other than Jackie Robinson, whether they've been played or not, who would you like to play?
Whether they've been
whether like I said, well, Malcolm X has been done, for example.
Yeah.
Anybody, any historical character that you want to play?
Malcolm X would be one.
Okay.
And the late but yet great Chadwick Boseman.
Wow.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
I can so see that. I can so see you doing that, man.
And I'm going to ask you, Rico, the same question. If you could play the role of any historical figure, or it doesn't have to be a historical figure.
Yeah.
It could be a friend of yours. Who would you like to play?
I'd like to play Renrick Palmer. No, in all honesty, I got to play Michael Jackson early in my career. So I got it super fast. But I want to do it again, but in a bigger role.
Right.
Yeah, in a bigger role. Not Smooth Criminal Mike. I'm talking Black Mike. Beat it, Billie Jean.
Oh my God! He said Black Mike.
Yeah.
Blacker Mike.
Blacker Mike.
Wow.
Sure.
as his sister's music plays in the background. What was? I know you also did a film called Hold Up. What was that about?
Yeah, what was that about,
Mr. Palmer?
Hold Up. So the director.
Because I heard you played a crackhead.
It's a homeless guy.
Oh,
it's a homeless guy.
Okay, I got it.
Remember what radio show we're on?
I think you got the crackhead from Claudia. That might have been. I might have been Claudia.
Claudia told me it was a crackhead.
I know she did. I know she.
She said you played a very good crackhead.
Yeah, it's
like
just,
Chris Rock has.
It's it speaks on how homeless individuals are treated, on the streets, and they.
Oh wow.
When you have these Africans, you go down, Canal Street or anything like that, they're trying to sell you something.
Right.
But this individual, shout out to Alex Berg, he's the director of the film that put it together. This individual, he's trying to sell a bottle of Bulgari lotion.
Okay.
So that's the way he's going to find him, by selling that to a white individual, a white person, get himself something to eat. But when people come up to you and try to sell you stuff, especially if they're dirty and not as clean as you would like them to be, are selling you anything, period, you're standoffish. So it's not until my scene partner learns what this character has gone through that I played that he's more receptive to, all right, what's your name?
Right.
Because we don't care about their story. We just see them as a nuisance in some cases.
I actually don't. I make a lot of jokes here on the air.
I shouldn't say we. That was a bad.
No, I'm just building off of that. I am one of those persons that have grown. Like when I see people on the street, I look them straight in the eye. Even if I don't have money for them, I look them straight in the eye. I engage them.
Yes.
Because I think one of the worst things that we can do is pretend like they don't exist.
Right.
And that loneliness, homelessness has a lot of obvious horrible variables, dealing with the elements, dealing with hunger, dealing with this, that, and the third.
Yes.
But I've seen a lot of documentaries. We've had homeless individuals come on the show, and they've said to me, the loneliness, like the invisible. I make it a point to not do that. How did you prepare for that role?
I'll go out and actually interact, take in, and we've all been introduced or in a space where you have interact with them, come and ask you for money and stuff like that. So just putting yourself in that mental mind frame, and also just being in a space where if you ever slept in a car before,
right.
you know what that feels like. Especially if it's cold outside, that feeling. So you take those things and apply it to the character. Once you slap on the makeup and you got the rugged clothes on, and you could put yourself in that mental space, then you could become that for sure. If you want to really put yourself there, because the mind will believe anything you tell it.
Now, when you take on a role like that, Renrick, what does that do for you as a human being? Does it change your real life perception?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, because when you get that feeling of somebody looking down on you and ignoring you, now you feel how somebody feels in that way, and you don't even have to have somebody do that. If you're a genuine human being with conscious emotions and feelings towards another human being, you can put yourself there and feel that, if you want to, unless you turn your emotions off, which people do to avoid situations,
or whatever. But I think that's pretty admirable, man.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty dope. So what things do you have going on
currently
moving forward? Yes, sir.
I'm working on a play right now by Alice Childress.
Okay.
Phenomenal history piece. It's definitely gonna ruffle some feathers when that hits.
Can you give us just a little bit of a synopsis, or is it a big secret? If it's a secret, it's a secret.
Yeah, it's a little secret right now.
Okay,
it's a secret right now.
Okay.
But before that, I wrapped on a project with Method Man. That's gonna be out on HBO. That one I can't even speak about. That one, you sign too many paperwork. They wanna.
I totally understand.
So great things, are happening and definitely coming. And so, appreciate everybody in this room that's with me and on the journey.
And as I've said to your partner to your right, anytime you got something going on, brother, make sure you come back on the show and let us know about it so we can talk about it and prepare for it. How can people watch you playing Jackie Robinson on the A&E History Channel?
They could go to Rico, you want to jump
A&E Network on demand.
Okay.
Yeah.
History Channel.
Okay. I think we can all find that, those of us that still have cable. Like, I still have cable.
They have apps too, right? Yeah, they got apps.
Yeah.
I'm excited to check it out, and yeah, it'll be cool to see you guys behind the big screen, or I don't know. I was looking for some euphemism. I don't know.
Oh, thanks, thanks, Paul. Appreciate that.
How
man.
can people get in touch with you, Renrick, if they want to get in touch with you?
Well, Instagram. My name Renrick Palmer
Okay.
on Instagram. Same on Facebook, and
You want to spell it because some of my listeners might not have gotten their
right.
GED.
That is it's Renrick, last name Palmer.
Okay.
So at Renrick Palmer, and you'll be able to find me Instagram, Facebook. Yeah. So you don't know where Jamaica I come from. So Renrick Palmer in the building.
I was gonna say, can you speak patois?
Yeah, man, the patois there. I just have to come in and come out.
Now all of a sudden I want a patty. Seriously.
Yeah.
No, it's not. What do you mean it's not right? I want a patty. Patty. There's nothing wrong with a patty, brother.
It's all right.
You of all people should know there's nothing wrong with a patty. You like patties?
I like patty and thing there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
All right. That accent coming in over there.
Yeah.
What you got going on?
He's Jamaican.
Okay.
And he has no microphone.
All
so
right.
People can't hear him.
Okay. It's from St. Anne. That's good.
St. Anne. I have a friend that's from Portmore.
Yeah, that's where I come from.
He says they're very dangerous. Lots of shooting.
Are
you from Portmore?
I'm from Portmore.
Oh,
But it
somebody
was
should have checked him before he walked in.
Hey,
Portmore. Is it Portmore?
Portmore.
Yeah, it's very dangerous there. He says
It wasn't like that back. Just like anything, like in New York.
No, he says it's like more than anything. He says his uncle is a gangster and
Yeah?
yeah, it's bad.
I don't,
His
it's
uncle
bad
is a
anywhere
killer.
you go. Look, Brooklyn right now is a terror.
Yeah,
Harlem,
can't-
terror.
okay.
Chicago, Chirac,
Portmore
it's a terror.
is-
I don't think that got nothing on Chirac.
Well,
and
first
certain
of all, let
places
me
over
just
here.
say this: the whole thing about Chicago, it's a beautiful city. It's a great city.
Yeah.
With Chicago, it's very, very specific to where you're at. If you're on the north side or
Yeah.
if you're in the Loop in the downtown area,
Yeah.
you're not gonna ever experience any of the things.
Well, you know
see
what?
on
I don't
TV.
believe those areas don't start out like that. So it at one point in time it was okay and peaceful to walk around in an environment like that, but over time things change.
Well, I mean, I very briefly, when the projects were torn down a couple of years ago, the
Yeah.
projects were havens for the gangs, all
Right.
of them.
Right.
When the projects were torn down and the people were dispersed,
yeah.
That's why it's become the crime belt that it
Yeah.
is, because the gangsters are now just trying to take other people's turfs and all that. But you know, God bless Chicago. It's still a great city. It's my second favorite city. I can't wait to get back there. When the summer comes, we don't do Chicago in the cold. Rico, let everybody know how they can connect with you and what you have going on, brother.
Oh,
you
man.
always got something. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Carrie. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate your support too, man. I loved running into you at during Fashion Week.
Yes.
I walked for Miguel Wilson. I happened to grab some footage, and it's just crazy because this photographer that I'm starting to get to know better. He was there and didn't even know I was in the show. His name's Notorious Photos Nest.
Yeah, he's dope.
Yeah.
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I was there. I walked. He was
Right.
like, what? No, you wasn't. I filmed the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I got in touch with him anyway. I got my footage. But to answer your question, for the last 2 nights, I've been in Long Island rocking out. I'm an MC.
No, I
by
didn't.
occupation. Yeah, master of ceremony.
Okay.
So I was there.
Well, you're an event MC. Yeah, not a rapper.
No, not a rapper.
Right,
no.
right. The true-
I was at the Kingsley Hotel in Garden City doing a mitzvah for a little girl named Sloan, and then Lake Isles Country Club for Natalie and Samantha. But also I wanted to shout out, during Fashion Week, we walked for Arjona collection.
Absolutely.
That was
Shout out
awesome, man. That was awesome. And Renrick joined me for that too.
Thank you for inviting me there. I
You're
appreciate
welcome, my
that.
brother. You're welcome. Look, Carrie, this was a big deal for us to carry the relationship over into 2022. So after we shot for A&E, I was like, man, how can I get in touch with you? And I didn't want it to be superficial.
Right.
And Renrick was more than accommodating. He was like, look, let's just see what we can put together. And just so happens, we got in touch with Billy Blunt, and we started to coordinate a whole team together. Shout out to Terrell, who's in the building, Claudia, Funkin' Crystals, Nanette, the photographer I was talking about that tried to stun on me. They didn't give me my footage until I had to track him down. Ness.
Yeah.
Now, all jokes aside. But It was great because we got together. We put this whole concept. We're going to do a billboard in Times Square. We got a spread in his magazine coming out, BB Magazine. So we're continuing not only modeling, but oh gosh, man, what else we got, man? Together.
Intrigue Magazine is going to do a spread on you too.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And this gentleman behind you who's blowing his nose,
Andrew.
Is Mr. Cox?
Is he behind me? No. Who's behind me?
Mr. Cox has a Photography Insight Plus magazine, so maybe if you are nice to him, he'll get you in there too.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Mr. Cox and I sat next to each other when I got that Lifetime Achievement Award.
He got his award. Yeah, you all are award winners. Well, thank you both for coming on the show.
Yeah.
I know you'll be back next week for the Carrie's Corner radio show's Appreciation Day.
Absolutely.
We'll probably talk again.
Yes.
And for those of you all that don't know, make sure you come check us out next week, April 4th, 2022. 4:45 p.m. It'll be catered by Trey, the BK chef, who's one of the best chefs in New York City. He'll be cooking up some foods, and of course we'll have our obligatory cake, and we'll have a good time. And of course we'll have Renrick and Rico in the building.
We'll be back.
And
Renrick, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for being here, brother.
Thank you. What's up? Now, thank you, Claudia, for putting this little together. You know what I mean? Fish, you know what I mean? Funk and Crystals. Appreciate you. Nez in the background.
And without any further ado, we're going to get into our music mix with Mr. Andre Jones.
Andre Jones in the mix.
Now why you wanna go and do that, love, huh? Now why you wanna go and do that, huh? Now why you wanna go and do that, love, huh? Now why you wanna go and do that, and do that, and do that, and do that?
I like this one.
What?
Like Johnny said.
Realizing when them nights go long, right? Can't wait for me to stay when you know that I'm gone, right? You act for a while when I tell you to settle. I was working around the clock, but your girls on the metal. Talk about I heard he spins with the chick on the beach. That was out with the tie, but my love you impeach. Now you looking at the walls, head in hand, cold jonesing. Rigging my house, hanging up and imposing. Now why you wanna go and do that, love, huh? Now why you wanna go and do that, huh? Now why you wanna go and do that, love, huh? Now why you wanna go and do that, and do that, and do that?
Andre Jones in the mix.
All the time I think of you, holding on to someone new. Don't make me lose my mind. Seems like I've been here before. Baby, I can't take no more of you trying to play me out. Baby, I feel so strange thinking about you. After all the wrong you've done to me, I can't go on feeling like I do. 'Cause my heart loves you, I'm so confused. All the time I think of you, holding on to someone new. Yeah. Don't make me lose
it on, it's the same old song. Now correct me if I'm wrong. I got the hots, you got the lights steaming like 100 watts, ready to blow a fuse. You's about to lose. If you pass on this, I got the butter kiss, so you can't resist. Now I'ma get you by all means necessary. I'm never secondary, no need to worry.
I ain't gon' settle for no one. I ain't gon' give the reasons to say no. And if I give you a notion, that only signals I'm ready for you to come on. Wait till tomorrow. Don't stay a Have you ever loved someone so much you thought you died, giving so much of yourself? It seems the only way. Tell me what you want and I will give it to you. 'Cause you are my love. Do you ever dream?
If I said this is how it's done and you don't stop, check it out, tic tac. Toe it, 3 in a row it. Sit back, relax, and listen to a pro as I start going, blowing, flowing, showing, and mowing MCs that I'm the capital H of evil. I decent. This is my yard, and better yet, my precinct. No discontent because I'm all about pleasing. You like my style? I'm buck wild, I'm bananas, I'm out of hand, extravaganza was the plan. So can you dig it, man? Heavy D and so for real. Heavy D and so for real. Stay for real with my crew. So for real. Heavy D and who? So for real. Nothing but love for so for real. For real with my brothers and so for real. Even on it so for real.
Yeah, I'm ecstatic for love, fanatic of love, and if I'm not around, it's you I'm thinking of. I gotta make it real for you. Whenever I deal with you, I do anything.
I guess you wonder where I've been. I searched to find love within. So I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go. My friends wonder what is wrong with me. While I'm in a daze from your love, you see, yeah. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go.
Some people go around the world for love, but they may never find
Andre Jones in the mix.
what you won't do for love. You tried everything, but you won't give up. In my world, only you made me do for love what I would not do.
from the Shaolin out. If you meet a killer me on the MRC with the SS double to the B. Going downtown, let me see, is we all in together now? Make it move better now. Listen, I ain't sweating no competition. Low, going mad low like I'm fishing.
Another chapter from the Wu-Tang book. Take a look and repeat. Killer bees never sleep. Non-stop, put you on the chopping block. Unorthodox, attitude to melting pot.
I'll do anything, I'm so into you. Right here, I'm weak downtown with the wheel. Kaboom! Guess who stepped in the room? The SS double to the B.
Every little thing I do, you drive me crazy. Every little thing I do, you drive me crazy. Every little thing I do, you drive me crazy. Every little thing I do, you drive me crazy. Every little thing I do, yeah. Every little thing I do, you drive me crazy. Every little thing I do, you. Every little thing I do, you. The way you feel, baby.
Can't you see what you do to me? I think about you all the time. My mind is hazy and I mix up feeling crazy over you. Let's not waste any time.
Every little thing I do, you. Crazy. Every little thing I do, you. Crazy. Every little thing I do.
Every little thing I do.
The way you feel, baby.
Round and round I go, where I'll stop only you know. I guess it's all in my mind. Take your time, think it over, let me know what you wanna do. Baby, it's all good.
Every little thing I do, you. Crazy. Every little thing I do, you. Every little thing I do,
First thing we need to do is buy brand new fits for you. Make sure that you look good. Make sure that I smell good. Let's purchase 2 new Bentleys. I know that it looks trendy. So glad that it's not windy. Here comes that girl named Bonnie. Ask if she wants to go. Tonight's gonna be hot for sure. Big dancing on the floor. Folks tripping, I don't know. Money flying everywhere. Champagne, we won't go there. Bottles popping in the air. They'll be screaming, I don't care.
very first day of summer, all grown out in a Hummer, babe. Hit the park and parlay. Hope that you walk this away. 'Cause you and your girls wanna ride. Play all day, puff on the line. Say what, say what, say what. You know that I like it, baby. Ooh, girl, you know what's up, and you know what I need. Ooh, say what, say what, say what. You know that I'm about it, baby. Ooh, girl, you know what's up. Digging you, baby. Yeah. And you know what's up. Gotta know what's up. Said I'm big on you and on you. So tell me what's up.
So baby, tell me what's up. Can we ascend to higher heights, and when the path gets rough, we can get into brighter nights, breathe with peace, expound by leaps and soul to reap our souls to keep the passions deep and filled with heat. Living this life on the hustle, I barely get enough time. You know me from the platinum, how I stack 'em and shine. You see a lot of contenders, they try to end up in my world. A reputation known as the untouchable girl. I'm moving on and now I'm trying to make a change in my ways. Be the best that I can be to last me all of my days. Now we can blaze pathways or just take our time. Better holler if you hear me, 'cause left eye gon' shine. My eyes don't lie, see how they glisten when you pass me by. You and I don't need permission to be unified. Surely I done seen and heard of many places. Then I traveled around the world, see many faces. Don't let another one get near me if you wanna be true, and show me that nobody else can do it better than you. So if you're serious, I'm curious to see what you got. My love is furious, 'cause I believe in blowing up spots.
From the radio to the TV screen, anything you want or ever need, it's on Carrie's Corner. It's on Carrie's Corner. He's not up the block or across the street. If you want to be seen, you can meet us on Carrie's Corner. Carrie's Corner. This is Carrie's Corner. Carrie's Corner. You tuned in to Carrie's Corner. Carrie's Corner. This is Carrie's Corner. Carrie's Corner. You tuned in to Carrie's Corner. Carrie's Corner. Carrie's Corner.
Andre Jones in the mix.